Good day. Oop, I'm a little off. I thought I had this thing right. Let's see if I can fix it. Other way. Nope. That's the other side. That's pretty good. It's still flapping because of the air conditioner and the fans, but that's better. I am indeed back. There we go. Let's switch to a more appropriate. There we go. That's okay, I stood under you. Remind me, I'm just fixing Windows on my other monitor so I can see everything that's going on. So I've been missing YouTube chat for the last 2 days. Like, just 100% not seeing anything that's going on there. Sports Geek, what's going on, man? Okay, that's still working the way it should. And if I add more game pads, should get. Yep. Okay. I don't like this that you have to hand in an array. It feels bad. So I'm going to change this. And then we'll go here. We're going to the add item function. I'm just going to clean this up a little. And then we'll go on to something fun and new. Change this to item. And then index, and we're still going to be an array. We're just going to push it like this. That should still work just fine. Yep, there we go. Okay. So now I can use the function like a proper function without handing in stupid array reference. GameMaker does bad things with data structures when you pass them as function arguments. It makes shallow copies of everything, which means that the actual object that you're passing, you're only passing like weak references to it. So any modification to that data structure will affect the entire data structure, like across the whole game, which isn't really what you want. Unless it is. Sometimes it is. Oh, damn, dude. Oh. Yeah, the screen on your phone is a big part of heat transfer. It actually helps uh, the heat producing components inside the phone, um, basically the resistors. It helps them radiate the heat off the phone, and if your screen is cracked, it's going to have thermal troubles for sure. Well, yeah, but that still takes the screen still took a nasty hit. It's not just the screen either. Um, I'm so paranoid about this. I won't even take my phone out of my case, um, because I have a what is this, an S20, hun? I've got. Yeah, this is an S20, right? Or 22. I think it's a 20. Yeah, it's an S20 Ultra. Anyway, the whole back of this phone is is actually glass, and I only know that because my previous phone was also an S20, and it from sitting on it in my back pocket, I cracked the whole back of the phone. Not even the display, just the back of the phone, and it was still having thermal problems because whatever is in that glass helps radiate heat.
FNAF_enthusiast from Twitch says, I had a substitute teacher, and she was pissed off because the class was being shitty, so she blew up and everyone was grinning because she was saying stuff that shouldn't be said in a class. Then one of my friends raised her hand and asked the substitute teacher if her hair was naturally dyed. It was like really dyed.
It's not very nice. You guys should be nice to the substitute teachers. Those poor people are overworked. Something awful. All right. The icon wheel works. Last night, I also added a new event to this so that when you click a button, it actually generates two events. One is an event specific to that button, whether it's the previous button or the next button. And it also throws an event for selection change. So you can just hook the event one time in code. Here, why is this mad? Oh, I know why. I gotta fix that real quick. Right? This is wheel, add item, keyboard. No. This is GameMaker's confused. That function does absolutely take 3 arguments now. May not be caught up. Yeah, add item takes key, item, and index. It's definitely 3 items. Or 3. Yeah. Alright, so GameMaker's mad about that. It'll get over it in a second. Oh, Jesus, FNAF. Well, I mean, yes, everybody's hair is technically naturally dyed. I mean, it's natural. Now I forgot what I was going to do. Crap baskets. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to demonstrate the event thing. So now you can hook the event one time by saying add listener. Spell listener correctly, that helps. Change. And then we supply it a function which takes an event data argument. That event data includes the AID of the dispatcher, but also a reference to the key from the array of things you put in it, which should probably be the name of the thing, right? So I can say, we'll just do a show debug message E selection, and it will, whenever you change it, gamepad 0, keyboard. It's right there in chat, or right there in the output. Which means you can check against it, right? So you can say if E selection equals keyboard, right? We know we're using keyboard controls now, right? And we can set up a map so that the keyboard controls work. And for the purposes of this, I would assume that keyboard also includes a mouse. Like, I'm not going to specifically state that. It doesn't even matter, right? Because like you can override everything about these controls. If you want to put a mouse icon in there, you absolutely can. Like, nothing stops you. All the code's there to do that. But we'll just say it's keyboard. We could say show debug message. I'm using a keyboard. And if we're not using a keyboard, it won't print anything, right? Printed nothing. I'm using a keyboard. And nothing. And I'm using a keyboard. So, hopefully I don't actually need this event for anything. Alright, so we're going to move on to a new control now. I don't need the icon. I don't need the icon wheel. I don't need labels right now. I might need a container. I don't need event listener. I don't need window. I might need base control. Keep that. Alright, let's make a new control. And also under the interactive subgroup. Script. We'll call it AUI text input. This is a pretty important control. The ability to put text into things is very important. Think about like when you're playing Minecraft, there's a box there to enter the world name, or if you go into more world options, you can set the world seed. Those are text input boxes. You kind of need those to get a very basic level of interaction from the player beyond controller input. So we'll set up some basic state variables that we need. Text is obviously the value of the text that is displayed in the text box. So whatever you type will be stored in that variable. Placeholder is just kind of placeholder text that goes in the box before you start typing anything. This is pretty common with a lot of text boxes, especially in web development, where you can use the placeholder text to direct the user what kind of input you expect there. You know, like if you look at chat, a lot of date fields will say something like this. That's pretty normal placeholder text. So let's create functions to use that. Right now, we'll just say set placeholder equals function v, and then we'll just say placeholder equals v. But I use underscore v as a pretty standard variable when I'm using when I'm making what's called a mutator. That's what these functions are. Anything that's set is a mutator, and anything that's get underscore is an accessor. So if we want to write an accessor for this, we'd say get underscore placeholder equals function, no argument, and we'll just say return placeholder. There. And that's an accessor and mutator combo. This, I use underscore v as the variable for a lot of these mutators. It's short for value. In C#, you build properties with the keyword value, and I kind of just brought that with me, since this is mimicking C# forms controls. That's probably a good idea, Sports Geek. I don't know that they would have to do that. Just replacing the screen. I mean, I don't know. It depends on what kind of damage you do to the phone, really. Yeah, dude, that's what happened to me. The whole back of my phone cracked in the case. I don't know what kind of case you're using, but me and the wife use these cool things from Unicorn Beetle. No sponsor, by the way. These are not terribly cheap. They're not terribly expensive either. They're pretty good phones, or pretty good cases, rather. Anyway, here they are on Amazon. That one's $20. It's probably an off-brand. Oh no, iPhone 7, 8. Yeah, the wife just said they're only like $25. They're not terrible, and they're pretty good. I've had a lot of really good luck with them. Like I said, just don't sit on them. They aren't indestructible or anything. Like they only tolerate so much, but everything only tolerates so much. Yeah, well, obviously that didn't work. And by the way, nothing is really MagSafe. They like to advertise that shit because nothing's really MagSafe. It really depends on the strength of the magnet. I go to a scrapyard pretty often, and they've got a giant fucking electromagnet there that can pick up a boiler. I'm pretty sure my phone will not be safe if I walk under it. Of course, if you walk under one of those giant electromagnets, you deserve whatever happens to you. That thing is several thousand pounds, and you should never be underneath of it. We're going to start with handle input, just to stub the function, and as well render. I know I will be needing both of those. Let's go to the theme. Let's start setting up the theme for the text box class. First, right off, we know we're going to need board. We're actually going to start with is 3D, and we're going to say true. And you'll see why that's important later. I drop my phone probably twice a week, dude, and these cases work pretty good. Oh shit. I got ads in 1 minute. Alright, real quick, do borders. Yeah.
Yeah, it wants to make that on your phone and then transfer.
Well, that makes sense. It's going to compress archive it and then send the archive. No, that actually makes perfect sense from like a developer standpoint. But yeah, no, if you don't have enough room for the archive, then it would fail.
That's why I'm to my computer and just downloading it from the computer.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, if you have the option of plugging your phone into a computer, you can back it up with a computer, and I would highly recommend that. Do not do that at school or any other public device because you may lose access to everything. Ads in 9 seconds. Oh, there you go.
We've got ads.
That should be enough settings for that to get started. All right, we're going to render. First thing we're going to say. Yeah, correct. If they're just fixing the screen, they should not be messing with data at all. It's you really just pry the screen off and replace it, depending on what else you may have done to the phone. Like there may be other components that need replacing, but none of that sounds like it should be anything that holds data. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. Let's find out. Go into here, create a new. Write the helper for creating the text box. We'll say static create text box. This function, the X position, Y position, width of the box, and height of the box. Control equals new AUI text input, which takes a new AUI box with X, Y, width, and height. Another parenthesis. We add this to the control registry. That's not how you spell that. And then we return the if I could type, man, jeez. This is mad. It shouldn't be mad. There we go. Correct. Backing up the phone copies data. It does not destroy it. It doesn't move it. I mean, I would imagine that there's probably a setting you can turn on if you want that to be a thing. But as far as I know, it's not really a thing that's ever on. All right, so now we'll back to here. Say text box equals AUI window manager create text box, and we're gonna put it let's go center screen X. So we'll say window get width divided by 2 plus no, minus actually. So how wide do I want to make the control? I want to make the control like 300 pixels wide, so we'll subtract half of that at 150. The Y value, we're going to set it kind of close to the top, so we'll say 130. And then the width of the thing I said will be 300. And the height, let's do 40. I know, because this is not a window level control and it doesn't get added to the window registry, it doesn't render by default. So we have to tell it to render by saying text box render, and then here text box handle input in the step. Should render now. It didn't. It didn't render at all. That's amazing. I wonder why. Let's look back at our code. Here. Here's the render function. We draw the set color to magenta, and then we draw a rectangle. This positional data is wrong. I'll bet you. Let me go to AUI control. And let me just steal the render data there for, yeah, this. Oh, I have show layout. That's right. This is the... Oh, it still didn't render it. That's fun. Wrong button. Okay. Thank you, sweetie. So that's super weird. I told it to dump the text box in a debug message, and it didn't. But oh wait, here it is. It did. Okay, it did dump it. But what I'm actually looking for is the position data. So let's have that. Exit 533. This is all correct. Why is it not rendering the box? That's super weird. Oh.
Sports_geek12 from Twitch says, for now, I'm signing off. Once most of the data is transferred in, just going to keep moving it to my backup.
Solid plan. I have to fire TTS manually, bud. I don't let TTS just fly anymore. Because I had some people saying things that they should not be saying with TTS. And the kind of stuff that can get me demonetized real quick. So, it's also the reason I have a very expansive word filter. I don't know how many different ways you could possibly spell the N-word, but I have found pretty much all of them. That's all right. X533, Y130. Should put it like right top center. God. Stop calling me God. God damn it. We're gonna have kids. Good night, bud. Is show layout not on? It's not. That's why the show layout code doesn't work. There it is. There's the text box. Okay, cool. So stupid. All right. All right, let's start by getting the skin. We can again grab that code right from control, so it doesn't change. Oh yeah, and that. Okay, so again, we check the theme file for the theme class that's defined here, which I did not define. I can do that. Or if it's not there, then it checks for a theme data struct that could be sent. And if that's not there, well, then it just kind of craps out. It's not going to render anything. All right, so let's do. Bless you.
Thank you.
All right. This skin, and then we're gonna look for border color. Not with a dash. It's not real CSS. We can't do that. If variable struct exists, skin. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, it's skin. That's right. And then I'm looking for border alpha. Draw set alpha skin border alpha. Can I do that way? Like, is GameMaker okay with that? GameMaker is okay with that. I'm a big fan. Okay, then we can say draw set color. Oh my god. Skin border color. All right. I may have skipped a step, so we'll go ahead and draw the border. Draw rect, and that's again, our POS X, our POS Y, our POS right, our POS bottom, and true, because it is an outline, not a full rectangle. Why are you mad? I missed a comma somewhere? Yep, that's a dot, not a comma. Okay. Before we draw the border, we have to draw the background. And we're going to draw a rectangle of our POS X, our POS Y, our POS right, our POS bottom. And this time we're going to say false because it is a filled box, not an outline. And I missed a comma again. There we go. Okay. And I really need to check for undefined values here. This could potentially throw a pretty big error, crash the game. Not equal. We're going to change this to use curly braces so it's a little more clear what we're doing. And skin border alpha not equal undefined. No. Okay, so this is special, right? Question mark. Yeah, I feel like this is a place for null coalescence, but I just want to check my usage of that. Yeah, we're going to do it like this. We're going to say var alpha equals skin border alpha question mark 1. Now we're just going to put alpha in here.
that.
And what that'll do is if skin border alpha is undefined, this will just return 1. Otherwise, it will return whatever the value of this is. It says this is for null values. It does not say undefined. But I don't. Let me check specific to Game Maker. Yeah, nullish. Okay, yep, it will return based on if a given value is undefined or pointer null. So perfect. I'm specifically looking for an undefined value here. So okay. Oh, actually, I can do an even cooler thing. I can say skin border alpha question mark equals 1. Right? No? A number literal. It's unexpected this time. Okay, it doesn't like that. Can I put it there? I guess I can. You just can't put it inside of a function. That's fucking weird. Probably. Okay, it's an assignment issue. That's fine. Skin border alpha. That'll still work just fine. And now I did it without assigning an additional variable, which is the whole point of all of that. We want to start memory footprint as low as possible. Let's keep this idea in mind and probably make some changes in older code to fix that up. All right, do the same thing here. We're going to remove this. And we're going to say skin BG alpha double question mark equals 1, which will set skin.bg alpha to 1 if it's not, if it doesn't have a value. Okay. All right, that should be enough to get it to render something. No, it just breaks. If variable skin, BG color. One incorrect argument. Line 35. Huh. That looks right. What is its problem now? One argument, one incorrect type. Oh, I know why. I know what's wrong. Check this out. If I go to here, and I can say text box set theme class text box. It doesn't have a theme class. There we go. Neat. I'm pretty sure I said that should be C gray and not C blue, but I may have not typed what I thought I typed. Oh, it's the border color. BG color is okay. Yeah, no, I definitely said that. Okay. Which my color? RGB color picker. This is a cool tool, by the way. You just run into Google. And you can pick the color. What I want is a
We've got ads.
bit of a brown, and we got ads. That'll work. Okay. We're back with ads. I'm just tweaking some variables and making my life a little bit easier. As the controls that are coming up will be more closely attached to each other, I want to have variables with the color assignment. That way I'm not constantly typing text values, and I could just use the name. This is again akin to the CSS var. I don't even know what to call that. CSS variables. Nice. Okay. Right now, one more thing, and that's if variable struct exists, skin is 3D. So skin is 3D nullish. I'm actually gonna default it to false. I think that's probably, I don't know, we'll see. it's a little bit more complicated because what we're going to do is we're going to make the box look three-dimensional by drawing additional borders on it of different colors. So we're going to, let's go back to our theme. We're going to say border highlight is C white, and border shadow is C black. Okay. If exists skin highlight. That's not how that works. That's how that works. Sake of clarity here. We'll set the color to the shadow color, and we'll draw a line from the top corner to the right side. Top right corner. Now we'll draw another line down the left side. Okay, now we'll swap colors to the highlight color. Now we'll draw a line from the top right corner to the bottom right corner. And now again, we'll draw a line across the bottom of it. So that's X, QS bottom, RQS right to RQS bottom. And you got to catch those functions, right? These parentheses when you're calling a function. Failure to do that leads to some really weird effects, and it's not easy to debug because this is a valid value. It's just not a numeric value, but it won't throw like a null reference exception or anything because it's there. You're calling a function's identifier, which does have a value in memory. Okay, and there we go. We've got our light and our dark. I don't feel like that shadow showed up right. Let's... What we're going to do is comment that out. It didn't. It's all the same color. Okay. So something's up here. It's probably in what in my spelling of something. Border shadow, C black. Zero. It's just printing zeros. Which might be what black is. But this might be getting fucked up because of that. But let's see. It is, in fact, zero. Okay. You know what? I didn't account for the alpha. And I'm not gonna. Oh, there is no alpha for the highlights. There's an alpha for the border itself. That's fine. Oh, but I do need an alpha. Set alpha. We're gonna give it 0.4 as a default. I can't tell if that's showing up or not. It doesn't look like it is to me. Let's do this real quick. We will remove the original border. Just see if we get a black line. We don't, because I'm dumb and I removed the background instead of the border. Try it again. You can't see the black on the background. Oh, Jesus. Alright, let's do. Let's just do blue for now, just to see if a line shows up. It does. Okay, it is there. It's just hard to see on the background. Alright, and final test for 3D. Yeah, okay, we're 3D. I may need to change this to slightly higher alpha. Yeah, okay. That's better. Okay. Okay, that renders the actual background. Or the actual control itself. There's a lot more rendering code that has to go in here, though, because, well, there's a lot more that has to show you. Specifically, the text that needs to be in it. So let's start with rendering text. Okay, let's start with text. Now, we already picked the font. It's here. And the color and the alpha. Now, I could do special thematics for the placeholder text. I don't really want to, though. I actually want to reset the This isn't supposed to be font color, it's supposed to be text color. And this is supposed to be text alpha. Those are the standards I've been using, and I need to be consistent about that. That's gonna break. It can break. Okay, or just write undefined. That's cool. Huh. The okay, we'll do this the hard way. If text is undefined or text equals nothing. This is going about this the wrong way. So check it out. First we'll set T. Placeholder. And it won't matter. If placeholder is undefined, then T is undefined. Then we can just say if text undefined or text equals string nothing. No, still not the way I want to do it. Not equals undefined and text not equal nothing, and T equals text. Hey JMZ, what's going on, man? Oop, we have emojis. Yar. Oh, cool. All right, now I can say if T not equal undefined, draw text RQS X RQS Y underscore T. Was it getting to your head, man? That's fucking cool. All right, let's center the text, though. We'll say Neat. Dude, I wish I could get that far in Factorio. I really do. Alright, if I take the self bottom and I remove from that value self height divided by 2? No, I don't like that. That looks dumb. There's a couple ways I could do this. That makes more sense. And then we'll do the same thing. So now I come back here, instead of having a whole bunch of egregious amounts of text here, I can just call middle. That is not the middle. Yes, it is. Where's that? Yeah, it's middle because it placed the text. The text is drawn from the top left corner of where the font starts to appear, so it is the center. What I need to account for is the sprite height, or the font height, right? So I could say middle minus font get height. Or is it text get height? I don't remember. There's a function to do this. No. Oh, I was doing that with sprite fonts. Hang on. I know there's a way to do this. Game maker get height of text. String height. There it is. I knew there was a thing. But string height takes an argument of, yeah, the actual string, which is kind of annoying. All right, and then we're going to divide that also by 2.
We've got ads.
Ads. I'm testing a theory here, and I think this is gonna work, but I need to set the distance a little bit further. Does there's a font shadow there? That works. That's cool. So now if I come to here again, I can say draw set alpha 0.6, and down here draw set alpha 1. That's cool. I'm actually gonna delete all of that. I was just testing a thing. Okay. You know, JMZ, I keep saying I have a really hard time with Factorio because of everything you have to manage. But if you look at the code base that I'm currently managing here, like this is redonkulous. This code here is just the window manager. And then there's this whole like hierarchy of how controls relate to each other and what's inheriting what, and I have all that in a giant map in the back of my brain, and it works fine. And I think it's because it's data and not images, which is stupid because images are data. But I don't know. And I'll be right back. I need to go grab a smoke. It's been a while since I've done that. It's been like 3 whole commercial breaks since I've had a cigarette. So I'll be right back. Oh. Okay, wait. How did your name color change in text? Like, you were orange and now you're red. Oh. The wife called it. Switch from your computer to your phone. And that's because it is another language, but oh yeah, no. The color you get for your name is random. Like, it's probably different from the wife. I'm looking over. Oh, you got your orange red over there too. That's super weird. But look here. Your name is orange here, and now you're red. And if I look at my stream manager, if I can find my stream manager, you are green and red. Good job. Yeah, you are now a typing pride flag. That's what you are. Good job. All right, I'm gonna go grab that cigarette, and then I'll be right back. And maybe I will take a short break from writing code to make some noise. I'll be right back. have returned. I said we're going to take a quick break, make some noise. I literally meant it. So, we got kind of a cool thing going here. So long as my amp is plugged into my computer and my computer is actively listening, my amp doesn't actually make any noise. It's the thing I have to do though every time I do this. Recording, go to the amp, and I want to turn off, listen, and then turn it back on. And that forces it to be in listening mode. Now you won't be able to hear it yet because I have it disabled in OBS. My headphones back here. Alright, the listen's not working for some reason. It is working. I just have to turn the volume up in the car. Okay. Alright, let's pause the stream music. Okay. Now you can hear it. Not that it really much matters, but just because I'm curious, do you have a preferred genre of music, JMZ? Just curious. Unfortunately, I cannot tilt my green screen or my camera down at all, or you'll be able to see under my green screen. And also, my headphone wire is annoying the hell out of me. There we go. Vivaldi is good. I actually very much like classical music. It's a little cliche, but Storm is literally one of my favorites. and it's mostly because of the Vanessa May doing the violin for Storm. That came out a couple of years ago. It's really, really good. It kind of has that Revenge of the Nerds feel to it, where they do the violin techno. Yeah, it was like all the rage a while ago. I had a whole bunch of stuff in my head I was going to do with this, and now I can't remember any of it. Going up real soon here. Good morning. as per the usual, wait for the ads to be over, and then I will commence doing stuff and things. All right, and we're back. That's actually a little ditty from Brave Fencer Musashi, which I played here on stream. It's the tune from when you rescue John from the stockade, or from the stocks outside of town, rather. That's the little ditty that's playing when you're talking to him. You only hear it a couple times, and there's a longer version of it that plays in the meandering forest. But I never really liked the full version in the forest. The little ditty that plays, it's real quiet, it's real mellow. And actually, if we turn the distortion off. Oh, that sounds terrible. Hold on. Still sounds terrible. I've never actually tried this without distortion, so this is new. Turn the volume down a little bit because I can hear the hum of the friggin' amp in my head. Test. Okay. I don't want to blow anybody away here. Oh shit. We had a little bit of rain here, and it's still kind of raining outside, but it's not like real bad. My brain is wholesale farting right now. I can't think of anything I'm supposed to do with this. It's intelligent. That's rude. Yeah, it's been raining like off and on for, I don't know, probably since like 6 o'clock at night. It's, almost 1 a.m. now. But it would rain a little and then stop, and then rain a little and then stop. And now it's coming down kind of good, but it's still not like a soaking rain or anything, although we desperately need it. The whole county's under a burn ban. Oh, shit. Well, you got your day cut out for you tomorrow. Wow, that sounds terrible. Oh shit. Yeah, that's right. I forgot you have sub pump issues. Not great, dude. Let's see if I can do that. I've been practicing this for most of the day. I'm doing something wrong. I don't remember what it is, though. There it is. Isn't everybody's? That's supposed to be played a lot faster. Nope. Well, I hit all the wrong things there. I feel like it's everything all at once, all the time. You know? They elected you. That's funny. All right. So, truth be told, I was actually playing this thing for several hours today, and I was doing a little recording in Audacity, and my fingertips are killing me. I just made a mess. Just had to drop this. Wow, everything is wrapped up Oh, they're pretty well built up, man. I play a lot, but even when you get the calluses, like protracted playing, just like the strings actually cut right through them, especially the high E because it's so thin. Like the high E is a freaking garrote wire, dude. Like it's narrow. All right. Oh, I have to change this. Turn that off. Back to this. There we go. Anyway, I saw you had said earlier something about what you wish you would have learned how to read music. First of all, reading music isn't hard. Translating written music to what you're supposed to be doing with an instrument, that's, depends on the instrument. Um, but actually just learning how to read sheet music isn't that hard. It's not that complicated. Um, but as far as learning how to play, well, you just gotta want it, dude. I picked up my first guitar at like 14 years old. Um, I very much love the sound of the guitar, which kind of pissed my parents off because I was currently playing trumpet in my school band around that time, and I really did not enjoy playing the trumpet. Could have had something to do with all the smoking I was doing. Oh, again, I missed chat. Oh, cringe, you are still there. How you doing? Okay, you're actually not the person I thought you were. I thought you were a renamed version of cringe content. You're a new person. How you doing? Oh, I don't need this function, right? Am I? Yeah. Okay. Make sure my mic's still transmitting. All right. Let's make. We'll check to see if the control is visible and currently focused before we try to handle any input for it, since that'll get confusing if there's multiple text boxes on screen. So we're gonna equals keyboard There it is. Keyboard string. Keyboard string is a special variable that GML uses. If I could get a semicolon on the end of that line, it'd be great. Basically, keyboard string always holds the last like bunch of keystrokes that has been entered. So we're going to assign that to a variable and then immediately say keyboard string equals nothing. And this basically dumps the keyboard buffer so that you don't end up repeating characters into the input. So then we just have to say text equals input, or I'm sorry, text. I don't want to do it that way. We're going to add text input. Okay, we're going to write that as a function because we need to keep track of a position there. All right, so let's do add text function. First thing we're going to need to do is get the current string that is in the text box. So say var current equals text. And then we have our position variable, which will default to 0, but yeah, no, that's fine. So we're going to see first thing we'll do is so I got to think about how I want to insert text. Let's just add the text for now. Not equals. Text equals string concat text. This will never work, by the way. Not in a million years. But it'll get me started. Then I can say position equals, or actually plus equals string length of t. And that's actually what this is supposed to be, is t. And I didn't actually use this variable, so I'll just delete that. That's all well and good, but I can't test this right now because I have no way to focus it. So let's come back up here. We'll say if visible and not is focused. If mouse or if points in rectangle. I wrote a helper function for this. Is it in box? I think it's box. Yeah, point in box. Which takes what, a vector 2 and another box. Okay. So we say new AUI vector 2 mouse X mouse Y. And now the box is just a copy of the POS data from this particular control. I made it really angry though. Oh. And point in box actually uses point in rectangle under the covers. It just gives me a nicer way to hand it arguments. So actually I can say var mouse POS equals new AUI vector 2 mouse X mouse Y. And now I don't need to do that in here. I can just say mouse POS. I have a copy of that I can use somewhere else too, if I need it. And I most likely will. Say if mouse check button pressed, MB left. Now at this point, the mouse is confirmed to be inside the control and the left mouse button was pressed. So we want to focus the control. We'll say is focused equals true. And now we'll come in out here. This is else. Now this is the mouse is outside of the box. If mouse check button pressed, MB left is focused is false. I hate the GML double indents everything. All right, so that should let me focus the control, or throw an error. Yeah, because I missed a parenthesis there. Okay. Oh, neat. That's cool. Oh God, I broke it. What the hell happened? Inventory set visible. What? Test object step 0 line 5. What? Oh, set line 5. Oh, because I hit B. I hit B. That's why. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Okay, so now I can just... And it makes no attempt to clip that, so that's fine. For now. I wonder why it goes to undefined when I click it, though. That's neat. Oh, probably because... this fires. Okay, so we'll say if input not equal nothing. That should prevent that. Yeah, there we go. All right. All right. Well, before we get to here, we need some other stuff. If keyboard check pressed VK backspace We're gonna dispatch. Yeah, dispatch event. Okay. Why is that? Um, and that's empty event data. Are you alright? I know, I hear. You feel better? Just because I always send the AID with event data. We're also going to say the same thing here. Dispatch, event, KB, input. Now this time, the event data is going to say AID, and then also input. Okay. If keyboard check pressed VK delete, we're gonna dispatch an event KB delete, and again AID. All right. Leave that alone for now. We'll add our internal event listeners. So we'll say self add listener KB input function add text E input. That should continue working as normal now. Self add listener KB backspace function. And we're going to leave that blank for now because self add listener
We've got ads.
KB delete function E. And again, leave that blank for now. And we got ads, so waiting.
I'm sorry.
You're fine, honey. Are you okay? Like, are they painful? They sound like they're painful.
Just everywhere.
There shouldn't have been. E input. That's weird. So I've got an interesting bug, and that's okay. Bugs make things fun.
Monster and plant.
I wonder why it shifts to undefined. That's so weird. I mean, text is undefined, and oh, because it's concatenating it. That's why. That's why. This concat is breaking it, and I knew it would. I knew this was dumb. It was a dumb idea. It was just to get things going quickly. Because what we actually need to do is use the positional data we have to insert text at that position. So we're gonna the substring to be inserted, which is T. The string, let's see, str is the string to be copied, which should just be text. And then the position. Now this is an assignment, so we'll say var new text equals. Why is that a problem? Oh. Because this is, no. That's right. This isn't scope. The type undefined appears where the type string is expected. Oh, watch this. If text equals this is dumb. I'm going to put in all of these checks for something I can fix with a set of double quotes. Okay. That should 100% fix that. Oh shit, dude. Okay. Well, that's not working at all. But it's not throwing undefined anymore. That's good, I guess. Oh, because I didn't assign it. So now I just say text equals new text. Right. Look at that. Now it works correctly. Okay. But I also need to increment the position. Oh, I did increment the position. Okay. Let's do a function to move caret left equals function. And we literally just have to say, oh no, it's a little more complicated than that. So we'll say, if position equals clamp position -1 0 and then string length, length text. would do the same thing for move caret right. Position equals clamp position +1 between 0 and the string length of the current text in the box. Now I can come back up here where I'm doing my input handling. If keyboard check pressed VK right dispatch event KB right. And then if keyboard check pressed VK left, then we dispatch events for KB left. Now back down here to our handlers, self add listener KB left function I believe I could just say move caret left here. And just make the function handle the event. Like, you can do that. That's fine. The add listener function takes a function as an argument. It doesn't care if you write the function this way as an anonymous function, or if you hand it the name of a function from its identifier. Like, that's fine. It doesn't care. It shouldn't care. I'm not currently rendering the caret though, so let me get a sprite real quick. Sprite. All right, check this hotness out. We're gonna set this bad boy to. We're gonna resize the canvas to 32 should be fine. Oh, I just broke everything. There we go. And we'll apply. Okay. Now we'll edit the image. And we're just gonna make it 4 wide. Okay. And we'll name this SPR caret. Back to code. Back to the theme, actually. Caret sprite SPR caret. All right, back to here. I've been running let's render the carrot. Now we'll say if variable struct exists, skin carrot sprite skin carrot sprite all right. I will say if no, we have the we should really just draw it now. We will draw sprite skin carrot SVR carrot sprite 0 RPOS X RPOS Y, but now I need actually I have to do some math. Okay. Var left string equals string is there a substring? No. There's a string count. What is string count return? I don't know. Oh. Forgot about the string music. Okay, that's a chomp. That's what that is. That's not super useful. Oh, okay. Neat. position. Nope, not useful. So most programming languages have a function called substring. And some of those languages will let you use positional data for where you want to split the string as opposed to text data. This doesn't have that, which means I have to write my own. Now, the right way to do that would be to take the entire string and split it into individual characters and load an array. Now I would have an absolute index for every character. That would be really slow. So what we'll do, cheat. We're gonna say width equals string width text. Now we have the width of the string. Okay. In absolute pixels. Now if I say var length equals string length text. Now I know the length of the string in characters. So if I divide the width by the length, I would get the average of the characters. I believe, right? No? That's not how averaging works. Is it? Should be. Var avg equals, I think it's length divided by width. I think it's the other way around. I'm not sure. If I have a string of 8 characters that is 200 pixels long, yeah, it's the other way around. That seems right. Okay, Okay, so now with the average, I know my X position will be the average times the position. And I can add that this is got an issue though, because text can be undefined. No, text will never be undefined. It's not perfect. What if I give it a tiny bit of padding? Dude, that's pretty good. Okay. I'm gonna give it a tiny bit more padding because it looks a little wonk. I'm not sure, and that could be because of the way I set up the sprite. Oh god, it works really well. Holy shit. Nice. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, that's fucking dope. That worked out really goddamn well. Okay. Let's do deletes and backspaces. The first thing we need, again, is this stuff. Right? Why did I get this? Oh, right, because the tarot sprite. Okay. I don't actually need that. I need this. Okay. Alright. I don't know how much of that I actually need, but I don't actually. I don't need any of that. Because that's not going to help me. I do need the position. But now, again, I need to split the string because I need to know what letters are in what positions. I don't get it. String insert takes position. Why is it string split take a position? I don't know. Var char AR char equals string split. The delimiter is nothing. Oh wait, how does this one work? The input string is text. The delimiter is literally nothing. Remove empty entries from the output array and max splits. That's fine. Usually -1 will set it to infinite. These are optional. I don't have to include these. Okay. Let's just show debug message AR char just to make sure this works before I get off on a tangent here. I don't know how it's going to feel about that empty delimiter. It doesn't split it at all. All right, we gotta add 30 seconds.
We've got ads.
There's the ads. Okay. Oh, of course. Gotta. Obviously, the position data is getting all fucked up there, though, so we'll see. We'll just de-increment position. And that'll fix that. Nice. And we'll do the same thing for delete. Var new text equals string delete text position plus 1 text equals new text position. Position actually won't change in this particular scenario. That's is broken. Okay. Work out delete why it does that. It's probably an effect of how string delete works. Okay. If it still wants to delete 1 back for some reason. So if position plus 1 is greater than the string length, neat. Okay. There's a lot of errors. They're going to come up with this, apparently. Specifically, position data not being fixed properly. We will say here, if text equals nothing, then position equals 0. Well, this position is always 1 at least, right? Okay, it's bad, it knows it's bad. Where the hell's that Y coming from? Why does it do that? No. This. That's why. Okay, so position equals clamp minus 1 0 string length text. That's all fucked up. This has to come after text is updated now. Okay, this can't. Oh, wait, yes, it can. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why is it doing that? That's this. Oh. That's why. Alright, this is breaking stuff. No, that's not. I don't get it. Add text was working fine a bit ago, and now it's broke to shit. plus the string length. I don't feel like that should be there, but that feels hacky, but let's see what it does. the problem I ran into before. Okay, where position, where string delete doesn't do the right thing with position data if the position's further than the string length. So we'll say var length. Do an early return. There it is again. Okay. All right, JMZ. Probably missed you already, man. I was pretty focused there. I did. I missed it. All right, that looks like that gets text input working correctly with left and right arrow, backspace, delete, and actual ASCII characters. It's getting pretty late. I'm going to stub in a few more things real quick to work on for tomorrow. And then probably call it a night. Do KB enter. Keyboard check. Pressed for VK return. Okay. All right. Nice. Very cool. Okay. I'm not going to add repeat key functionality just yet. I may get to that. But that's a lot more complicated. And for right now, I'm just happy this works. I also want to do highlight text, copy paste. That's a real pain in the butt, but GameMaker has a couple of options built into it to work with the clipboard. So that'll take some of the drag out of that. But actually rendering the text with highlight behind it, because we're, these aren't OS controls that natively supports this. We're ripping all of this from scratch. So if I say, and then you're gonna just hold Shift, right? I actually have to draw a blue box or whatever the highlight color is around that. I gotta fix that carrot too. It's weird. But that's for another day. I'm gonna wrap things up for tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining me. I do see that I have a new person in chat. Jeff, there. You haven't actually said hi. Don't be afraid to do that, but if you want to lurk, that's cool too, man. I'll be streaming again tomorrow night, working in Game Maker again, probably. I don't know. Tomorrow night might be a night of playing video games and drinking beer too. I'm not entirely sure, but there will definitely be a stream of some sort or another. So, once again, thank you all for joining me. It has been like 4 some hours, and I'm gonna go before the ad break even hits. Good night.